So here's a legitimate question. It doesn't matter if you're conservative or liberal, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of lectures from the left. Should an elected member of parliament be allowed to cross the floor? I say 100%. Fuck that. No. And here's why. You vote for a person to represent your voice and your personal beliefs in the party that best reflects your personal beliefs and interests and such. In my case, it's a Conservative Party. I believe in the Conservative Party. Their values and their commitment to Canada and jobs and people and families best represents my personal needs compared to the Liberal Party. So when I vote for a member of parliament, that person takes my voice to the party, and the party represents themselves and everybody in the constituents and all the voters in the House of Commons. So they should be resigning, and there should be having a by-election. But why don't they? Why don't they quit? Well, just like the majority of us that don't quit our jobs, you're going to lose your income. A lucrative salary that they're going to give up. They're going to lose, in some cases, their pension, their medical, their dental, all the perks that go with the job. So what do? They cross the floor, and in many cases, they get perks. Like the latest one today. The same day gets a position of advisor to economic and security, something. How is it you cross the floor and you are given a position the same day? You can't sit there and tell me that was not recruited or that position was not waiting for him when he crossed the floor. This was planned. If it's planned, it should be 100% illegal and kicked out of Parliament. Because from what I understand, I think it's illegal to recruit members across the floor to your own party. And it doesn't matter if you're liberal. It doesn't matter if you're conservative. It should not be allowed. And if that was the case, they should be kicked out of Parliament. Because, like I said, it's electoral fraud. They no longer represent the voters. He turned his back on all the voters, as does everyone that crosses the floor. And it's shameful. This is the state of Canadian politics. This is the state of our elected officials and our House of Commons, and it has to change. The old system doesn't work, and we saw clues with Jagmeet Singh propping up the Liberal Party for years just so he can get his goddamn pension. Everybody saw it. Liberals wouldn't agree to it, or they wouldn't admit to it. The NDP wouldn't admit to it, but the smart people out there that saw it knew right away he was only sticking around for his pension, and they're continuing today. And right now, this existing government is stacking the deck in their favor. They want to delete emails and texts and all that other shit. They want to Bill C-63, which is censoring. They're going to censor your voice. They want to censor social media. Bill C-15, they don't want any video recording in the House of Commons. Why? Because they don't want you to see the questions that are being asked. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a liberal or a conservative. My vote matters. I have the right to see what is happening with our elected officials in the House of Commons, and that should not be allowed. Just like not crossing the floor shouldn't be allowed. But that's my opinion. If you think they should be allowed to cross the floor, turning their backs on voters, tell me why. Please try to educate me, because, I'm really confused with the Canadian voters right now. The Canadian voters see the corruption, they see the failures of a government for the past 13 years, but they keep electing the same party, not person, party. The same failed members of parliament are doing the exact same thing with a different head on the snake. Well, you can change the head of the snake all you want. It's still a snake.